And before I go into the topic, I have a testimony sent to me by someone which I really want to share with you. He was having issue with masturbation. He was able to overcome through one of our programs, and he sent in a message to us. I read. My life was ruined by masturbation and pornography. I started as a teenager in the boarding school. I do watch pornography with my colleagues at school. I became so addicted to it that it resulted in masturbation. I found it difficult to control my sexual urge. I couldn't tell my parents. Fortunately for me, I listened to the right sexuality program on radio. I was taken through a counseling section. That was the end of it all. I became free from sexual perversion, and I gave thanks to God. That was the message sent in. So I'll be sharing with you tips that will help you to overcome masturbation. Number one, first admit that it is evil. Admit that it is wrong. Admit that it's a sexual perversion. Because a prisoner that loves his chains will never obtain freedom. Even though the police set him free, but because they love the chain, you will still want to remain in that prison. So you must see it as something that is wrong. See it as a lifestyle that is against your will. Because that is the starting point of victory. Number two, never touch the intimate part of your body except during normal toilet or bathing processes. Don't just be touching your body anyhow, especially your private parts. Because you are touching there, you are stimulating yourself sexually, and that can result to masturbation. So I repeat that point, never touch your intimate parts anyhow. Number three, avoid being alone. Yes, loneliness breeds sexual sin. Avoid being alone. Try as much as possible to go out, play, have fun with your friends, engage in any activity that will put your mind on something else. Because if you are lonely, your thoughts may be going towards that direction. So avoid being lonely. Number four, when you bathe, do not admire yourself or your nakedness before the mirror. Yes, some people they do this. When they bathe after bathing, they will stand before the mirror, admiring their body, their private part. Before you know, for admiring your private part of your body, you start stimulating yourself. So avoid paying too much concentration on your private part or looking naked yourself before the mirror, because it can lead to such a thing. The next point, never read pornographic materials. Yes, never read pornographic material. Never read about your problem. You can't have a problem and be reading about it or watching things that will even put you into more trouble. So avoid any pornographic material. Is there any pornographic material on your phone, on your DVD, whatsoever, on the internet? Try as much as possible to cut them off, because the more you read all these things, the more you are policing your mind, the more you are strengthening your problem, the more you are strengthening that stronghold over your life. So avoid reading or watching anything. Also mind the kind of music you listen to, the kind of video content you watch on the internet or on your TV. Another point I want to explain to you, that renew your mind. Yes, because our mind controls our life. You can't live above the level of your mind. Control your mind, renew your mind, read books that will edify your mind. You can, if you're a Christian, read the Bible, read edifying content, watch good movies, things that will not be causing more problems. So read positive and edifying material. And also pray against such a lifestyle. Prayer still works. Yes. Prayer is the power against any stronghold or any spiritual forces that will be affecting your life. When you pray, prayer works for you spiritually to help to subdue any forces or any power that may be behind sexual perversion in your life. Also, be aware of situation that leads to depression in your life. Yes, I've counseled some people. They told me that whenever they are depressed, that's when they masturbate, or whenever they're emotionally down or mentally ill or whatsoever, the result of masturbation. No, it shouldn't be. So cut out those things that lead to depression or that makes you to be lonely, make you feel depressed. Try to address those issues. Masturbation is not the solution to depression. Rather, you are fueling that urge in your life. The more you are fueling that stronghold or that bondage in your life. So address the issue. Masturbation is not for. Look at those issues that's causing those depression in your life, and so that you can overcome them. And the next point I want to make known to you is apply aversion therapy. Yeah, what I call aversion therapy. Aversion therapy is what associating or thinking of something very distasteful with something which has been pleasurable. Yes, something that is very, very pleasurable to you. You now what? Use it. How will I put it so that I can understand better? Okay, let me use this scenario. For example, maybe you're about to masturbate. You can just say that why this is a sin against God. It will help you not to do it. Or you can also replace it with the thought that it can affect even in marriage. Yeah, because I've had cases of people that even in marriage they're still having issue with masturbation. They started while they were single. So that's what I call aversion therapy. So replace that pleasure around masturbation with something else, with a distasteful consequences that masturbation might result to in your life. It will help you to let go of that attitude gradually. And the next point, which is, let me say, last but not the least, choose a confidence that you can be honest and open with about your addiction. I call such a person accountability partner. Yes, somebody you can open up to, that you can talk to, that can help you through the process, that can counsel you, pray with you, advise you. One thing I've come to discover is that the more we open up to people for counseling, we seek help, the more those strongholds, those power, they really go down in our lives. So get an accountability partner that you can talk to, and above all, talk to God, pray to God, give your life to God, because God has the power to help us to overcome any form of addiction. With these tips, though I have more tips, but I will stop here. But I believe this will go a long way in helping you to overcome or be able to stop masturbation in your life. Thank you for listening to this session, and I want you please to subscribe and also share our link, our YouTube link to your friends. Perhaps you will help somebody. Also, please go to our Facebook page, Bliss Relationship and Marriage Academy. So go to Facebook. There our page is Bliss Relationship and Marriage Academy. There's so many content that will be of help to you. Thank you, and God bless you.